Hey kids, it's your old buddy Shock Doc here with Shock Doc's tip of the day. Oh, that new person you met, they look exciting. But take time, get to know them. Before you put your life in someone else's hands, before you negotiate that scene that might be a little life-threatening, get to know the person. Spend a little time with them in some vanilla settings. Find out what they're like before you take the chance.
Been so good, and then I had to talk mean, and then you didn't give me any anyway. It was very rude. You should have just shared your mead with me because you love me, and I'm nice. And I called mommy a whore for you once.
I am so proud of you, my boy.
Warning for underage listeners. This is an adult-oriented podcast. There will be frequent references to kink, sex, crude language, and various other grotesqueries. If you're under 18 and looking for answers and upfront advice about sex, please visit scarletteen.com. Also, for the dude bro listeners out there, this is nerdy shit. Go away.
Welcome to the Gotham Press Podcast.
This is a verbal orgy about anything like the Grafenberg spot,
The difference between Star Trek and Star Wars.
the finer points of throwing a pair of floggers, and just whatever the hell we find to talk about.
That said, if you have a desire to learn these and many more kink-tastic nerdgasms, stay tuned.
Hi.
Grady, you are a saint. You know that?
Oh, I know it. You give me too.
That's
too
why
much
you're no
credit,
good in
though.
this
I don't
lifestyle.
think that's true. I don't think you are
Why?
a saint. You're not a saint.
You're right.
Close.
God.
Oh.
No, you're not God. at
My
all.
bad.
GAWD. God.
Only in
Yeah.
D&D do you believe that.
Fortunately, everybody that plays with me knows that too. So.
Because we are your sheeple.
Sheeple!
Oh yeah, hey, listeners, we have a live studio audience. Live studio audience? Woo! Yay!
Listenerland, the Gotham Press Podcast is coming to you tonight. I suppose that's not exactly a time generic term, but coming at you, recording tonight, live from the 2018 Bakersfield BDSM Tasting. I believe this is the 6th annual one you've done here. Is that correct?
At this location?
No, 4th annual. 4th annual at this location, yeah.
We've done
More?
many more than that.
Many more than that. Apparently, I
Since,
just
like,
missed several of those.
2001.
Since 2001?
So since
Wow.
01.
Wow. Okay,
So Grady, you
this is
are
like
way
the-
behind.
Yeah, I wasn't in the community in 2001. Hell, I wouldn't have even been let in the community since in 2001. So this is officially the 17th tasting.
The 17th tasting, wow.
No comments from the peanut gallery.
Well,
I
that's
was
okay.
just thinking of how old I was 17 years ago.
That's it. Make me feel old.
Oh, jeez. Mermaid, I believe you and I are about the same age.
Wait.
Oh,
No.
are
Grady,
we?
Did you not just hear her age earlier?
No,
I
I did
am
not.
25 years old.
Oh, never mind.
Wait, real quick, Grady, we have guests.
Oh my God, who?
Guest, who are you?
I'm Mermaid.
Hi, Mermaid. And other guest?
And I'm Des.
All
Or
right.
Mr. Mermaid.
Mr. Mermaid. All
It's a
right.
good name change.
So it's Des / Mr. Mermaid and Mermaid. So,
/ Miss Mermaid.
slash isn't it Mrs.?
It would be Mrs. Mermaid.
It is. Sorry, I just got beat. I'm a little...
Oh, you got beat.
Want to tell us about that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell us all about it.
It was good. I don't know how to tell you all about it. I'm too far gone for all that.
Too far gone.
It was good. It was a really, really good.
Are you
Okay.
all kinds of floaty right now?
Oh yeah, I'm on cloud 15.
Cloud 15, that's an accomplishment right there.
Greedy.
Yeah.
For the listeners, what's floaty mean?
Floaty. Well, I believe that would be best coming from the person that just said it. What does floaty mean?
When you get me into that like happy subspacey spot and I kind of stay there for the rest of the night where it's just like kind of, I literally feel like I'm like floating.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on being all floaty right now. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Yes, Mr. Mermaid?
True story about her floaty. We played recently. We played fairly intensely for quite a while. And we were done. And she looks at me and says, I don't think I can drive. Do you think you could give me a ride home? We're married. We live together.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
And I said, sure, I'll give you a ride home. And she says, but do you know where I live? Well, actually, we live fairly close to each other.
Oh, that's great.
At this point, I was also seeing like 2 of Des because I was gone. It was a good night.
Very good night.
Yeah.
So you'd say it's fair to say that you were a little bit stoned from that?
Oh, absolutely. Des could tell you a little bit more about the actual chemical reaction in your brain that causes that.
She was endorphin intoxicated.
Endorphin intoxicated.
I do
Which
enjoy
happens
that.
frequently with this woman.
So would you say that you're an adrenaline junkie?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love going like bungee jumping. I love driving really fast.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. Oh,
How many
totally.
times have you gone bungee jumping?
Only once, but I want to go in Tahoe on a 500 feet jump. I went on a 150 jump last year.
Wow. Sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
You ever consider skydiving?
No.
Why not?
Why would I jump out of a perfectly good airplane?
Because you have a perfectly good parachute.
Yeah, but I'm also an Air Force veteran's wife, so I have a lot of respect for airplanes. I don't see jumping out of them as a fun thing. But whatever you're down with, that's awesome. I'm going to stay.
Veteran?
20 years.
Oh, you were a lifer.
Yeah.
Oh,
What did you do, if you may?
Well, 20 years, 7 months, and 27 days. But who's counting?
Nobody.
Nobody.
I fixed airplanes for the first 16, and then I fixed people after that. I became a first sergeant. It was very good to me.
Awesome.
All
Well,
right.
thank you very much for your service, sir.
It was good. I enjoyed it. And now I service this woman.
The best kind of service.
All right.
So, what do we got tonight, Captain?
Well, first of all, this is, you said, the Bakersfield Tasting event?
This is the tasting.
All right, so what happens at the tasting, Greedy?
Well, a tasting is basically a sampler for kink. If you can think of it, odds are there's going to be something here, somebody here that is into it and more than willing to show you, and not only show you, but give you a sampling of it. So you can try things like wax play or fire play, cupping. You can try knives. You can try sensation play. There's all sorts of things here. I believe we had 24 booths today.
Wow.
25.
20.
Wow.
26. 25? I don't know.
A bunch.
A lot.
This is the
Somewhere
best
in the
tasting
20s.
event.
All right. And actually, Des, you were one of our presenters, weren't you?
I did the flogging, yeah.
All right.
My arms were a little tired.
I got flogged.
And yet you had the energy to flog Mermaid.
I had 2 more to go.
2 more.
Well, Des is in high, what's the word I'm looking for? Crap.
Demand?
Thank you, yes.
Do me a favor, Des. Don't let your arms fall off, okay?
Yeah, please don't. You have to drive home tomorrow.
I do.
It's tomorrow. He can get a new orange by tomorrow.
So awesome. Why is a tasting important to communities like ours?
Well, it helps bring people in to see what's happening. It helps new people experience things that they may have heard about but may be a little bit afraid of. It helps the community just kind of meet each other. Because there are lots of times, like there were a bunch of people today, I'd seen their names on Fat Maybe, but I hadn't actually met them. And there were some that I had met that I completely forgotten about just because I don't see them on a regular basis.
Okay.
Anything else you want from me?
I don't know.
I think that's the fun thing about the tasting. Not only do you get to try something that you've been curious about, some people have never tried flogging or a whip or wax, but they've always been curious. So you get to get a small sample that you can do safely with people that have experience and find out for yourself. Is it something you like? Are you interested? Do you want to keep doing more? And you may find out, it's not my thing. But it's a great opportunity to find out.
Right, like even today, even though I am a dominant, I still tried a couple of things because, hey, I may be interested in trying this on somebody at some point. I want to know how it feels.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's enlightening.
That's enlightening to you?
Yeah. I didn't know you were a dominant.
Greedy.
I thought you were a power
Captain
bottom.
Awesome. Hey, I actually
Power
got
bottom. That's awesome.
I actually got my theme song on for once.
Wow. we picked that up too.
Greedy
Yes.
has jokes.
Greedy thinks he has jokes.
Everybody laughed.
They did. At you doesn't mean the same as with you.
My mistress says that it's not a joke unless it's funny. I got people to laugh. It was a joke.
I thought it was hilarious.
Boom.
But
Boom.
Anyway, so Greedy,
Yeah.
what do we have on the list for tonight? What's on the rundown?
Well, we've got building connections in play, the difference between pick-up play connections and long-term play connections. How do you and your dom get ready for play? And how do you start a play session?
Real quick, before we get into any of that,
Yeah.
hey listeners, you're listening to us, but you can tell your friends to find us on many of the social media out there. On Facebook, just look for Gotham Press Podcast. On Twitter, look for Gotham Press Pod. On FetLife, look for The Gotham Press. You can always email us as well, GothamPressPodcast@gmail.com. Greedy, what's that email address again?
GothamPressPodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, so when you really want to talk to us, just email us, please, at GothamPressPodcast@gmail.com.
I think we've plugged that enough now.
You keep saying that, but you're the one that keeps plugs in you on a regular basis.
I'm not used to those kind of plugs.
Oh, they're fun. You should try them.
Wait, which kind of plugs?
Plugs.
You know which kind of plugs I like.
All right, so let's go to the first topic here.
Alrighty, building connections in play.
Des, I think we brought you in to talk about this.
Yeah, that was the topic I wanted to get into. One of the things that is important to me in play is that whoever I'm playing with feels like they matter. And, one of the big things with me, when I'm done, I want a positive outcome. Whoever I'm playing with, I want them to walk away with a positive outcome. Having fun, enjoying it. So, in order to do that, I try to find ways to build a connection with that individual, to make them feel like, oh, okay, I'm not just a target. They care about what I'm experiencing.
How do you feel about that, mermaid?
I think it's really important for the bottom to feel like they matter more than just being like a whipping post. And I can say I've played with multiple tops, and Des does just a really good job at making you feel like he really cares, even though he's being very sadistic or whatnot to you. That like if there was something honestly wrong in that moment, like he would feel it before I would even have to say anything. I know the first couple times we played, I was literally shocked. I was like, how do you know when to call a scene? Like, because he would call it right at the time that like I needed to stop, and I couldn't figure out how you do it. And he was like, oh, because you do A, B, C, and D when you're ready to like be done. And I mean, just the fact that he would pay attention to all those movements, like the way that I flex my shoulders or if I go on my tippy toes, that's stuff that I don't even know that I do. So yeah.
Now, is this something that came over the long term of playing?
No, this was literally like when we first started playing. It was the first couple of times. He took me like right to that point where I was going to say, like, can we take a second? I just need to breathe a little bit. And he'd be like, okay, take me like right there. And he would call it before I would even have to say anything. And I was like, what is that magic? But we talked about it. And I said, like, how do you do that? And he was like, well, the number one skill to learn in BDSM before learning anything is learning how to pay attention to your bottom.
Yep.
So he's not looking around at who's watching our scene. I mean, there could be a crowd of 50 people, or there could be 2 people or no people watching. He's focused on me.
So, Des, how long have you been just in general doing this?
Just about 18 years. And I met this group about 17 years ago.
Okay.
And when I started, I was a submissive. I knew I would be one forever. That's who I was. And a lovely, fabulous, evil friend of mine from here, who was
evil friend of yours?
Yeah. She decided one night the party was running late, and people were starting to filter out. And the owner of the dungeon at that time had said, "Why don't you just stay here tonight rather than drive back?" I said, "Oh, that'd be great." So my friend decided, "Oh, I'll stay too." when everybody was gone, she said, go grab the bag. And I'm like, oh yeah, round 2, okay. So I go get it, and she starts pulling out toys, and then she says, you're going to learn how to do this now. And I'm like, oh no. No, I could never do that. I don't have that in me. Bullshit, you're going to learn how to do it. So she made me learn how to be her. And it was like magical moments. This look on her face, this glossy-eyed, goofy grin when we were done. I was like, I need to do this more. And that's how I got into learning to be a top. And, I think you can never know enough. Get to every class you can go to.
Yeah.
I teach a lot of different classes, but I still go to classes on those topics because I don't know everything.
I was like, you can go to classes multiple times.
I learn something from people that I'm teaching. I watch them do what I'm telling them. They do it a little bit differently, and I think sometimes that's genius. Why didn't I think of that? So, for me, that's one of the beautiful things about what we do. You're always learning.
Always learning.
And, when we're talking about building that connection, there's a lot of ways to do that. One of them is paying close attention because you see the little physical cues, and you can do a lot of different physical things and verbal things with the person to make them stop and see, oh, okay, he's paying attention to me. When you hit somebody hard, you give them a moment, touch them softly, say something nice to them, give them a break, and then push again. There's a lot of different ways. I like to hug people. I'm a hugger. So I tend to hug people and pull them close to the cross. Make them feel secure. That's how I play. That's one way.
All right.
It works on the mermaid.
Well, I would hope so. Greedy, any thoughts from you on this?
I can't really think of anything that they haven't already said. I mean, that was pretty thorough.
Well done indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and let's move on to our next one. The differences. And this was actually one that came from our live studio audience.
I believe this is the first time we've ever had a real live studio audience, more than one person.
That sits quietly
And they're
tries not to be
beautiful.
heard.
Right?
We have a hot crowd in here
eye
tonight.
candy in here.
All right.
And one of them is bearing her cleavage at us. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Do we have more
That's a good
volunteers
one.
for that? We have another.
Yay.
I love this group.
All right, so let's see. On the
So the difference between pickup play connections and long-term play connections, and I suppose we could really encompass all relationships in this, not just play, but the topic comes from play dynamic.
Okay.
So what's the real difference between a pickup play connection and a long-term play connection? I suppose we need to let Listenerland know what a pickup play is.
So pick-up play is you go to a party, you have your toy bag or whatever toy you want to use. You say, hey, is anybody willing to play? Or on the other end, a submissive may come in and say, hey, I really need to be beaten, or I really need to have this particular type of scene done. Is anybody willing to facilitate this for me?
That's a good word for it. I guess you're just a good facilitator,
I'm a
Des.
facilitator. Give.
Give.
Actually, I would say I'm more of a purveyor of sensation. Pain is a sensation.
Pain is a sensation, yeah.
We had this tasting today, and I've probably flogged 30 people. I don't know. My brain's a little fuzzy.
Did you enjoy each and every flogging?
Oh, hell yeah. Are you kidding me? Did you see the people I was playing with? They are fabulous.
Well, yeah. Everybody in this community is pretty fabulous.
Many lovely booties in one place in one time. It was great. And
I gotta say that's probably one of the greatest points of this lifestyle. You get to see and play with so many beautiful people.
Absolutely.
The boobs are a wonderful perk of that play.
Yes, they are. They make good
Speaking of
targets.
Boobs.
Oh my God, our guest star is Listenerland. I pity you all not being here to see what I just saw.
So Des, this is obviously isn't your first tasting. You presented a previous tastings as well.
Many of them. Bakersfield is like our second family. We live 4 hours away in Sacramento, but this is like our family, so we come down every year for this. And we did needles before, and branding, and cutting, and
Oh yes, because I believe I had needles done by you one year.
yeah, I remember that. And this year I decided, oh, what the hell? I've been sick. Let's do something more energetic. So flogging it is, and it was fabulous. And it's funny. The tasting is a really good way to approach explaining pickup play versus
Long term.
long-term recurring play, because a tasting is pretty much just that. You're having a short, casual scene with somebody you may or may not know, like today. And every one of those people, I hope, walked away feeling like, oh, this was a great experience, and there was some kind of connection. It's a little bit harder to build that with a very short one-time scene.
Right.
Versus, when you have a recurring play partner, it becomes almost like a relationship.
Well, I was going to say, from a tasting, some relationships can be formed at that point.
Sure.
Like, I'm pretty sure that somebody has been, played with or shown a particular type of kink, and like, that was amazing. You were amazing. I want more of you.
Yeah, that's probably more common than you think. Yeah, because especially if they're experiencing that for the first time. And, what we do is amazing, because when you're new and you're trying something for the first time, it creates a very powerful emotional response inside your body, along with, the body's chemistry. So it becomes very easy to feel attached to that feeling, and then you want more, and you pursue more. And a lot of relationships are born that way, because they said, that was amazing, I want to keep feeling that, you did that to me, let's get together again. And sometimes it's just, your chemistry is good.
That's true. Or on some occasions, like, you can possibly have something try, and you're like, you know what? That's really not for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was kind of funny, with the needle thing. I used to do a lot of that. I mean, that was pretty much what everybody knew me for. I don't know how many people started out, needles? Not no, but hell no, not now, not ever. And eventually, through seeing it over and over again with other people and seeing the reactions, they're like, well, can I just try one? Sure. Of course you can. And then, wow, that's all it was? Can maybe one more? Before you know it, they've got 6, 7, 10. You're like, oh my God, I love needles.
Or 100.
Or 100, like 100. Mermaids, they're greedy.
Mermaid, have you had 100 needles in you at once?
Yeah, in my back a couple months ago.
What's your personal record?
100.
Oh, okay.
But that was 125s. I've had 40...
25?
49 18 gauge needles, which is a lot more of an endorphin rush than the 100 25 gauge needles.
For listener land that may not understand the gauge system, the higher the number, the thinner the needle. The lower the number, like 18 versus the 25s. You can fit 25 gauge needles in 1 inch. You can fit 18 gauge needles in 1 inch. So there's a lot more size to those 18s than the 25s.
People that get tattoos and piercings will probably know that pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those are going to be pretty small gauge needles, though, right? Tattoos? Yeah.
Yeah, tattoos are really small.
But
piercing needles are normally a 16 or 14 gauge needle.
Jazz toes.
So the 18 gauge is one step
Reed, did
below.
you say jazz toes?
Yeah. Last night there was some drunken debauchery.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
We're having a live studio audience.
I know, I feel like we need to have like a YouTube one of this one too.
Yeah,
Somebody should be recording this.
Video would be pretty awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think YouTube would kind of kick us off the air.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because
We're
we just
awful.
totally got a panty shot from the one who did the jazz toes.
I'm traumatized.
Not that I'm
personally.
complaining.
Also, we
Me.
can't really do that because people's faces and jobs.
Yeah.
So, listenerland, I want to explain the sounds that you'll be hearing in the background. Right now, there is a scene going on in the next room. So, you're going to hear some flogging like that. And occasionally you'll hear some sort of moaning or crying out in either pain or ecstasy.
Both?
Probably both. So I just want to give you a little bit of heads up. This is actually a live recording during a play party.
Well, this is the first time they've had that.
Right?
We're so proud of you listeners for sticking with us so far. We decided to reward you this time.
So, Awesome, how would you answer that?
As far
how do you
as
approach
what's that?
the difference between casual play and long term, building that connection.
Building that connection. Honestly, for me, I've only had a long-term play partner maybe once or twice so far. Most of my play has been from pick-up play and short-term things. So that's really what I'm used to, is that quick, hey, you want to play? I want to play. Go over, is there anything wrong that I need to know about? Muscle pain, any sort of medication that you're on, stuff like that. Any injuries that I need to be aware of, stuff like that. Just a quick rundown. And then as far as making a connection there, it's just, hey, if we've been friends for a while, I know you, you know me, and I try to fill out what they're enjoying from the play. Like if I'm flogging somebody, all right, I see that I like this, they like when I flog this particular portion of them. If I hit somebody wrong, and I can kind of try to read their body language. Oh, shit, that was bad. I don't yell that out loud, but I see what I did. I see what they did. And it's like, oh, okay, we're going to avoid that area.
Well, as far as building the connection, do you find you're more effective using physical touch or verbal communication? Or a little bit of all of it?
Oh, as far as that, I actually try to do both. Like, if I'm playing with somebody, if I'm using any toys, I'll put the toy to the side, kind of touch them on the back or on their side or something. I'll get up close. Hey, are you okay? Is everything still good with you? Just try to get a read of them. See how they feel. See how they answer. Like, I've had people be like, hey, can you slow this down? Can you do this a little bit differently? Things like that. And I don't take any offense if they ask me to do it differently, because they didn't say I was bad. It's just not what they like.
I think check-ins are really important during a scene, especially if it's somebody that's new to you.
Oh yeah, new to me. If they're new to the scene, that's especially important.
Absolutely. I think communication is really important. Having that pre-negotiation that's like, I've done pickup play quite a few times with different people, and I would say like the best outcomes I've had from a bottoms perspective is when you have the pre-negotiations that kind of go over what are your cues when you're in happy space and what are your cues when something's not quite going right, because those can be so different from person to person. Like for me, if I just go into like my happy place, I'll just get really quiet and just kind of go into the cross, and I'm not making any noise, even when I'm getting like hit really hard or it's lighter or whatever. I'm not giving a ton of feedback, and some people would see that as an opportunity to stop. And for me, that's when I want you to keep going, because like I'm in my happy place. So knowing that kind of thing is important for that connection as well.
Greedy, any thoughts from you on that?
As far as, I don't know, making that connection, you really just got to do whatever you got to do for it. I mean, there's no one answer. No two people are going to be the same. So
Absolutely.
Pay attention to their love languages. That's what it really boils down to. Find out if they're all about the touch, all about that kind word, all about acts of service. As Mrs. Mermaid smiles at Des.
She likes it all.
I'm a love whore.
She's a total play whore too.
Absolutely.
She would have no flesh, but she would play.
I'd be happy.
It's funny, there's a term for that. It's called leather ass, and
Yeah.
she has inherited that, because when we first got together, she'd bruise like crazy. You would have thought she was in a train wreck. Now I can beat her for 12 hours and not a damn mark.
But my skin will fall off a few days later.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really weird.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our next one. All right, so how do Mermaid? How do you and Dez get ready for play?
Okay, so this is interesting because I feel like Dez, and I could be wrong here, but I feel like Dez can just like flip a switch. He's like a microwave, like it's just ready to go. 30 seconds, your food's gonna be hot. I'm like an oven. I need 15 to 20 minutes to like preheat, and then and then I'm good. But for me, actually, like mental mindset and headspace are really important things for me to get into before I'm able to actually get into a place where I can let go and play. I'm a masochist, and for me, pain is this place where I can go and my mind just completely shuts off, where it's never quiet other than that space. So that's why I crave it, and that's why I enjoy getting beat on a regular basis. It's my chance to let go, and sometimes it's even my chance to release certain emotions that I don't always have the coping skills to do. Like there's been multiple times where Des and I have played specifically with the intent of making me cry to be able to process something that's going on that I'm not able to do on my own. So creating that safe place and that environment for myself to let go in that, it's a very vulnerable space. So I definitely like to prepare myself before by like I'll take like a really hot shower and kind of get everything just kind of moving in that way, and then get ready, and I spend my time listening to my music and stuff. And then while we're playing, I actually listen to headphones with certain music that allows me to kind of relax and not pay attention to anyone else around us. It's my way of kind of being able to zone into what I'm feeling.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of how I do it. And then there's different headspaces that don't play well together. Like, so I'm a baby girl or a little, and I'm a masochist, but I can't always be those things at once. So I need to like kind of take a break from the little space because I don't like to be beat in that space personally.
Okay.
So I have to get myself into a space where I'm able to process.
She's right. For me, it is a switch. When she says, "I really want to play tonight," I'm like, "Game on, let's go."
Yeah.
It's
what
funny.
took you so long?
I don't spend much time on the bottom anymore because I just don't. It just doesn't work out that way. And as a top, I don't need a lot of prep mentally to get into it. I know what she enjoys. We've been playing together for almost 4 years. I know her triggers. I know how to get her where I want her. I know how to make her very happy. I know how to make her messy on the floor. I know all the secrets. So I don't need prep. If she says, "I want to play," okay. Well, while she's doing her mental getting the game on, I'm pulling the toys out and laying them out and getting ready.
All right. So, Des, the important question here is, you said you're going to make her messy on the floor. How does one do that?
She is a high humidity woman.
Oh my God.
High humidity woman.
Yeah. When you do certain things to her during play, there are floodgates that open up.
Oh my God.
We have made investments in puppy pads that would make most hospitals proud.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Well done, Des. Well done, Des.
They don't call me mermaid for no reason.
That is true.
Oh man. All right. Let's see.
Is this like a new form of aquatic play then?
Could be.
Sure. Pressure washing?
Pressure washing.
I'll water your lawn.
I believe I've had my own little take on pressure washing play. No, not like that. Not like that.
What did you do?
There's no secrets here. We're all friends.
Oh, I'm everybody's friend. I'm not sure about him.
I cannot tell lies.
What, that you aren't anybody's friend?
I'm really liking this.
Right?
A live scene going on while we're recording.
Yeah, it makes.
I just want to go in the other room and watch with my
Kind of
Hitachi.
motivational.
Where is this woman's Hitachi?
It's at home.
Oh no.
Do we have a loner?
Probably 4
I
or
can
5.
go make some waves for you guys.
The joys of kink.
Yeah, our life does not suck.
Well,
Someone sucks.
there you go.
Yeah, that's true.
You married me for some reason, right?
Yeah, it's the sex.
It was the hair.
Oh, well, there's that too.
And she will not let me cut it.
Or pee in it.
Yeah.
In your hair?
Yeah.
There's
We
some
had
people
some
that are into
experience with
that.
that in the shower one time.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
She had wanted to try
Okay.
pee play for a while, and we talked about it. And we were taking a shower one morning, and I'm like,
No.
it was a good day.
It was night, and
night.
I was drunk.
Definitely
it was after
married
the
couple.
club.
After the club? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, we come home.
Yeah.
And we're in the shower, and I said, okay. So I started peeing on her back, and I had this inspiration. I wonder how far I can go with pressure. So I held it, and when I let it fly, all the way up over her head, on the wall in the shower, and all I hear is, "You fucking peed in my hair."
I was livid. And the funny thing is I
Tell 'em why that's a
hadn't.
big deal.
It's a huge deal because I hadn't taken a shower where I washed my hair at Dez's house yet. And for anyone who knows me, I have bright red hair. And red hair, you can't wash it all the time because it, like, all the red just washes out. And so I had to wash my hair, and it was a big mess. It looked like a massacre in Dez's shower. But then I started being able to shower at your house, so it was all good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We had bleach.
So there was some benefit to this.
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome.
So that makes me think of a question. Des, what are some of your personal kinks that you enjoy?
Everything that will not send me to jail.
Some of it might,
It's a very
though.
long list. You
I mean,
know?
it could.
It is a very long list. I enjoy impact play a lot because I like the response that I get from the person.
Right.
I like seeing them change and move into those different stages of emotion and watch them drift away. But, I mean, I really enjoyed peeing in her hair. I knew it pissed her off, but I didn't care. It was fun. I like...
I think the audience liked that you peed in her hair too.
Oh my god.
It was hot, literally.
Wow. Wow.
I like the mind fuck. You know, almost every scene I do, no matter who it's with, involves some degree of mind play.
Okay.
Because one of the things that I have learned over the time that I've been in this is if you can get inside someone's head and get them to thinking about what's coming and what you're doing, you can manipulate those emotions to push them where they want to go and where you want to help them get to. And you can play with that brain chemistry. You know, we did a mindfuck class here not long ago. And using the stun gun and the cell phone was just hilarious.
Oh, I remember that class.
Fire it off and let her hear it while she's blindfolded and
That's
touch her
not
with the
funny.
cell phone.
That's not funny.
It was
I
awesome.
laughed. Did you laugh?
I laughed.
I laughed
No,
too.
that's,
That poor
not-
girl was petrified.
that's a mean thing to do.
You know, as somebody that's been hit by a stun gun before, that shit is no joke.
The sound of it is so much worse than it is. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you can hit me with it, but don't let me hear it. Like, I can get hit with it like 20 times, but I don't want to fucking hear it go off, like, ever.
Wait,
What
have you been
kind-
hit with this tongue yet?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What was the voltage on that one?
6 million.
6. And
6
you
million.
think the sound of it is worse?
Oh, hell yeah.
But really, I mean, you have to keep in mind, 6 million volts sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but it's at such a low amperage.
It's, fractions of milliamps. It's tiny.
Yeah.
But what it
It's
feels
tiny.
like is like somebody grabs you really hard, really fast, and let go. Because it makes your muscles clench up really quick and let go.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy it.
It's like a hand reaching through your ass and grabbing the muscle and being like, ha, and then letting it go.
Reaching
But
through
I
your
don't.
ass.
That's what it feels like. It feels like they're just like someone's putting their
Fisting
hand
you?
through their, fisting your ass, kind of. In
Wow.
a way, like in the muscle of your ass, not your ass.
Like, you have to be specific on these things.
Yeah, yeah. My
I
my
mean-
mind went straight into reaching your hand right up your asshole.
No,
no.
I haven't got to do that yet.
The muscle.
Oh, Jesus.
The muscle.
Okay, where did you learn this new trick? I was not there.
No, I don't
Isn't that
know
what you
any
get to
new
do once
tricks.
you get married? Is do all the things?
Not that.
Supposedly.
Not
Supposedly.
that. You can't pee in my hair. You can't fist my ass. Sorry. Not sorry.
Wow, that sound out there is.
I
great.
know. It's a good one.
Somebody's really enjoying
I
themselves.
just wish there were two of me. Like, I could be in that room and this room at the same time.
That is the sound of happiness.
So what we need to do is we need to install cameras so that
Yeah.
there's a video right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. All right. So we got your kings. Mermaid. What are some of yours?
I like whips and I like stingy things.
Stingy things. We rarely get that. Most people like the thuddy.
Oh, I like both, but I like stingy a lot more than thuddy. My favorite things are the dragon's tails and the single tails for sure.
Okay. So yeah, I've used dragon's tails. At tastings, I've used single tail before. Single tails, those take work.
Yeah.
The dragon tail, I picked up fairly easily. I actually got it from my former baby girl. She gifted it to me, and I would use it on her. It's like, oh, I like this. This is really nice. And then it's always fun to use it in different ways. Like, you will show them the dragon tail, but then you kind of fold it over and you can still use it as a thuddy toy. And when they're expecting that big, sting and it doesn't come, it's like, what's going on? What's going on? And then suddenly you just sting it on them, and okay.
And we have a scene starting out in the recording studio. This is awesome.
Oh,
wait,
wow.
let me show
I'm
you.
awesome. That's great.
Oh, sweet, beautiful ass.
Can we get another?
Come on, give us a little more.
We need color.
That's a good one.
Wow, listener land.
I feel like
I
we should
wish
have the
you
mic
could see this.
right by her for the screen, for the sounds of her.
Yeah, that would be cool.
She does make cute sounds.
Mermaid, do you want to take your microphone over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's long enough.
I'm going on a field trip.
All right. Mermaid
Podcast
is
field trip.
going on a field trip. Mermaid is going on a field trip.
Sorry.
It's A-okay. All right.
Put the microphone closer to her.
Yes! We got the owie. Yes.
We have touchdown.
Thank you, volunteer, for getting that spanking that gave us the owie.
That was perfect.
Volunteer, can you tell us where did you get your spanking at the Gotham Press, right?
Gotham Press tasting play party, after party.
Yeah, we will go with that.
We'll go with that. Yeah.
The party
that'll
in the
work.
bedroom.
You know what that reminds me
Party
of?
in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Live from Bakersfield. It's Saturday night.
Actually, it is Saturday
Yeah,
night,
it is.
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
This is much
This
better
is
than
a
the
good
bar.
Saturday night.
Much better than the bar. You have a lot more fun, I'm sure.
And the drunk is cheaper, and you don't get a hangover.
Ah,
Yes.
This is true. This is true.
I don't know about you, but I personally can't stand going to bars.
You know, I never really got into the bar scene. I would go on occasion, but nah. Just wasn't my thing.
I like to go to bars every once in a while and drink my blue juice.
Yeah.
Your blue juice?
Des calls it my slut juice.
Yeah.
Does-
What is it,
becomes,
like
uh,
a
very
hurricane?
friendly when she gets
Adios.
Adios.
Very friendly, Des?
drunk.
Yeah.
She's a very social, friendly,
A little
what you
butterfly.
doing later kind of mermaid.
Oh, wow.
Captain's like, where's the alcohol?
No. I would not want to take advantage of you like that.
Yes, you would.
Des, where's the alcohol?
I'm sure we can find some.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm asking wrong. Greedy, where's the alcohol?
I
On
see
the
it.
table. It's right in front of you. Literally
Is it-
in arm's reach.
No. Is it in front of her is the question.
With the bottle that doesn't work.
It works.
All right, listener land. So tonight, Greedy is consuming Buchanan's Master Cut. It is a rather fine blended Scotch. I'm impressed with it. Thank you very much, Lil Acacia, for the recommendation there. It's a good drinking whiskey, and $40 ish per bottle. Not a bad price either.
No.
So what else do we have on the agenda?
Actually, I think our other two questions we kind of answered that ahead of time. Like,
It seems like.
how are tasting events important to communities? We answered that. And how to start a play session.
Well, no, we really explained what the tasting is, but how is it important to the community?
Well, I'm going to have you answer that one.
You dick.
Yes, I do have one of those.
Education.
Come here. Come on.
Right down here, very close to it.
A little closer.
This is
It's very educational.
yeah.
Can you educate me, please?
Please educate
You
us.
just want to look at my cleavage as I bend over to talk into the mic.
I want to do a lot more than look at your cleavage.
Okay. I just feel like it's really important to the community because everyone gets a good education on all the different vendors that are there.
All the different types of play.
Right. So a lot of things I walk by because I have phobias of electricity, of needles, of knife cutting, of whips. But I get
Not
to
of
watch
mermaids.
if I can. And I get an education to see how other people, how it affects them, how the dominant is affected by it. Yeah, it's just. This time we had a safe sex vendor, which was a first because we hadn't really done that, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
definitely.
actually hosted by one of our former co-hosts.
Oh yeah, Fiend, huh?
Yeah, Fiend.
Yeah, she did a great job of that.
Yeah, Fiend came out to host and say, hey, all you fuckers are fucking and being happy, but be safe with it.
Put a condom on it.
Put a condom on it. Dental dams.
Holy hell!
Good one.
Greedy, what did you do?
Well,
Greedy got the button.
the guest that just stepped in front of the mic to share about her phobias got a little far away, so I directed her head toward the microphone, and yeah, she fought a little about that. So when I came back and started talking into it, she pressed my face right into it, kind of like I did with her, and yeah, I really didn't like that, so I just kind of gave her a pinch.
A little pinch.
Where did you pinch it?
On the boob. I'm pretty sure that was the boob. Yeah, it was the boob.
The right nipple.
Right? Did I
Right
get the nipple?
Right on the nipple.
Oh my god.
Way to go.
That will be Greedy's nipple-seeking hands. I'm sorry, nipple-seeking fingers.
Good job.
I don't know that I had permission to do that.
So the right nipple, that means the correct nipple.
The right one, yes.
The correct nipple.
The good nipple?
Pretty sure my mistress just said I do not.
I think all the nipples
You
are
always
good
have my
nipples.
permission.
Your permission is one thing, but hers is the one that matters to me most.
Oh no.
Bum, bum, bum.
Mistress.
You're so good at that.
Do you want more?
You know, I think the other good thing about the tastings, it's a great networking opportunity.
This is true.
A great
yeah.
time to see people that you don't see a lot or see new people that are
Absolutely.
coming out.
I got to meet 7 or 8 people today that a couple of them I had seen on FET, a couple of them I had never really heard of, but I got vouching from people in the community that I trust, people that I know are solid and know what they're talking about. So when they say, hey, this person, they know what they're doing when it comes to flogging, when it comes to what was the spanking, what was savage spanking. We had a savage spanking booth. That was a new one to me.
That was interesting.
If you want to see what savage spanking is, come to the Bakersfield Tasting.
Your son
Just
enjoyed it
come to this Bakersfield tasting.
What was that?
Your son enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, apparently my son enjoyed it quite a bit.
This place is like Disneyland for kinksters.
The kinky Disneyland.
Yeah,
kinkiest
it's the
place on
happiest
earth.
place on earth.
You know, what's funny is, I know somewhere, I want to say it was in Europe, they were talking about trying to make, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Europe, it was South America. They were looking into making an adult theme park. Basically,
I feel
sex,
like all the
kink,
seats
all
would
that.
be sticky.
It's like the local strip club.
I don't
It
feel like
always
that
smells-
would.
It always smells of stale semen, and the floor is sticky.
Ugh.
It's not fun.
That just sounds all
Just
bad.
Crisco buckets hanging.
Oh wow! All right, I think we are on a tangent there.
Probably.
Well, do you think we amply answered why it's important for communities like ours to have tasting events?
Honestly, I think every community should have a tasting event of some
Absolutely.
sort.
Why is that?
Even small communities, they need to have something. Like, not everybody can get to the larger communities.
We have little Acacia here that would like to contribute to this one. You mind?
Location?
So also what's important is because we're a bigger community and we're well known, it draws people in from other communities, Visalia, Fresno, Valencia, the coast. I don't know which coast, but someone
The West Coast?
They presented, right?
The North Coast.
It probably wasn't Maine.
No, but I'm just saying those communities don't have a big following, and so being able to come 2 hours to
Absolutely.
our tasting and experience things that they wouldn't in their own community
Right.
is amazing.
So, little Acacia, while we've got you here, why is it important to have tasting events anyway? I mean, regardless of where the location is, why is it important to have one?
I've been in this lifestyle for over 20 years, and there are still things that I have seen that I've never seen before. So it's always a journey and a constant learning situation. Someone might say, oh, do you like figging? And you never even know what figging is unless you come to one of these things to be educated.
Did they have a figging booth?
They did not have a figging booth.
Have
That's
you ever
next
had a
year.
I'm
figging
just
booth?
sharing that as like there's
So can I fig you? Is that consent?
no.
Oh, is that not how that works?
I
My
think
bad.
we just found our presenter for figging next year.
I'm just saying there's always something to learn. Like Des was saying earlier, he is a master at flogging, but he still
Yes.
goes to classes to learn more because he learns from other presenters, he learns from other people that are being flogged. I think it's important in that aspect.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you very much, location.
You know, that does also give new meaning to bring me my figgy pudding.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. That's
Have
all
you ever
bad.
been figged?
No, I have not.
Have you?
I will not be figged.
Have you?
Nope, I'm a giver.
How about you?
I'm
Mr.
not a
Leonard?
receiver. No.
Have you ever
I have
done
been.
figging?
No. I've been offered to be figged multiple times.
Should we explain to people what figging is?
really
Not
should.
We
everybody
probably
understands
should,
that.
actually.
Des, would you take the lead on that, please?
Sure. Excuse me. Figging is a fun little evil activity. Where you take a natural herb and you carve it up in the shape of a butt plug if you want.
It's ginger,
Slide it-
right?
It is ginger. You ruined my
Oh,
surprise.
sorry. I thought
Okay,
you
so-
forgot what it was.
You take ginger and you
Sorry.
shave it into the shape that you want. You insert it in the orifice of your choice. Typically the anal cavity, which I happen to enjoy. Because, I mean, if you're gonna lick a butt, make it spicy.
Oh my god.
And the thing that's entertaining about it is, it burns. It's kind of like sticking a hot pepper in somebody's butt. So if you're the giver, the caring, loving, kind, considerate top, it's pleasurable to see them suffer. I mean, enjoy it so much.
Oh my god.
You're teaching them how to dance, right?
I like.
I will
dancing.
watch you teach other people how to dance all day long.
Jeez.
Yes, Greedy.
I'm just suddenly picturing all the people that I know that would happily fig somebody else, but at the same time would be absolutely repulsed by the idea of it happening to them.
I'm sure we've had plenty of guests like that.
Isn't that an interesting concept?
Well, yeah, it just highlights the fact that no two people are the same.
Well, there's an old saying: it's better to give than receive.
That
There are
would
times I'm a
definitely
big
be
believer in
that
that.
one.
Much like toothpaste in the same place.
Oh, geez.
Or masturbating with toothpaste.
What? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It is a thing.
Or putting Listerine
Have you
strips on
masturbated with
it.
toothpaste?
How do you do that?
You put a little bit on your happy button and go to town.
Yeah.
Heck no.
You don't want me to try it on you?
No.
Are you
You'll be
sure?
minty fresh.
Or hot sauce.
Oh,
Wait,
hot
who,
sauce.
Wait, who was that that
How did
suggested
we
hot
get
sauce?
on this?
Not me.
I believe that was Sugar's girl that said that.
Sugar's girl? She's here? Hi, Sugar's girl.
Hi.
This is freaking awesome. We have a lot of people here tonight.
Yeah,
We
it's a
do.
good group.
It's great.
This is my family.
Do we have any hot sauce? That's the question.
Nope, we sure don't. Fresh out. Nope, fresh
I've
out.
got some. It's called El Yucateco habanero sauce.
No, thank you. You are not my brother.
Wait, whoa.
That is mean.
Okay. So, hang on. Awesome. I'd like you to know that we established that Mermaid is like my sister in our kink family.
Like the little sister.
Like, you know how Jack is my son and
My son.
your son.
And my nephew.
Jack calls me daddy and calls Awesome mommy.
I like
Which-
mommy and daddy.
We love you too, child.
Oh, sweet child of ours. So, Mrs. Mermaid said that she sees me as a brother in our kink family. So, as of tonight, I have a sister in my kink family.
I love you, Auntie Mermaid.
I love you too.
So that makes Mrs. Mermaid.
Oh my.
She's what?
Be careful, she is incestual.
I'm okay with that, Auntie Mermaid.
I like daddy play.
Okay. Fortunately, I'm the big brother. But anyway, that would officially make Captain Awesome your sister-in-law.
I didn't think this day could get any better.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Greedy. Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome for lunch that day, Daddy.
That was perfect.
All this came from a lunch.
Family's complete.
Oh my god.
It's never complete. Because don't you have another uncle?
Who's your other uncle?
Who's my other uncle? Oh, I have Uncle Radar. He's my pup uncle.
Oh, I like Radar.
This
Radar's
is one
a
convoluted
sweetheart.
family.
Welcome to Kink.
Yeah.
Good times.
My god.
Yes.
This family is ha ha ha.
Don't laugh at God.
GAWD.
No,
Hey, that's me.
That's GAWD.
That's me.
Awesome thinks he's really God.
What do you mean, thanks?
You know, funny thing is, in this this audience right now, we have 3 people from our D&D circle that are listening in and contributing to the podcast tonight. So, thank you very much, D&D circle, for being part of this this wonderful moment for us.
Yes, this recording.
What are we playing next? Is it Monday yet?
You guys are playing Monday. I won't
guess
be
we're
playing
playing
until
Monday.
the week after. So, let's see. What's this last question? How to start a play session.
Oh yeah.
You want to play?
Get naked.
All right.
That was easy.
There it is.
That
Play
was
session
very
is
quick.
starting. Mermaid is now stripping her clothes off. Oh wow.
More importantly, Mermaid, strip your clothes off.
Where was she hiding that?
Oh my.
Oh!
That was actually being held in her prison wallet.
It's my little pink wallet. It's pretty and pink.
You have to be careful what you put in there. It's high humidity.
She didn't know what it was.
Wait, who didn't know what it was? Little Acacia, we are educating you tonight.
This is educational.
Education. Can I show you my pink wallet if you show me yours?
That's a little private. Wait, did you say pink wallet? Because it's totally different than prison wallet, right?
That is different
Yes,
than
that's
prison
different
wallet.
than prison wallet. Prison wallet's the back,
Wait.
pink wallet's the front.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard that.
Definitely.
You ever heard pink wallet?
No.
I didn't know prison wallet was in the back.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Okay, so let's.
How do you think they smuggle all that shit into jail?
All that shit, huh?
Real quick, I would like to throw a challenge out here to
thought about
my
that.
fellow podcasters tonight. How many names can you come up with for the female genitalia?
Cum container.
JJ, Pink
Cum
Taco.
container, vajayjay, pink taco.
Cum dum.
dugout?
Wait, what? Who said that?
What did you say?
Did
What
you
did
say
you
the
say?
happy dugout?
Nappy dugout?
Happy dugout?
Wait,
Okay.
wait, who was that? Was that
That was Sugar Nuts.
Sugar Nuts?
Sugar!
You can take an excerpt from the My Puss song, My Peach, My Clam, My Cookie.
If we're going to songs, say
Little
what?
man in a
Little
boat.
man in a boat.
I
Ooh.
heard that one, yeah.
The happy button.
Squish mitten.
Squishman?
Squish mitten.
I've never heard
my
that.
Mom used
Ham
to tell
wallet.
me, my mom used to tell me, make sure you wash your squeegee.
Squeegee.
Just squeeze.
So when I went to summer camp, we sang, going on a squeegee hunt. In my poor little mind, I envisioned this giant vagina that I didn't know was called a vagina because it was a squeegee.
One time at band camp, that was.
Oh my god, little teacher, the things I learn about you.
You're the most interesting.
Strawberry.
Strawberry.
Good name for it too.
Wow.
Venus flytrap. I mean, wait.
Did you say penis flytrap?
I believe she did.
You're not wrong.
It caught something.
Yeah.
Safe sex, you guys. Put a condom on.
Yeah. Well,
I like face rest.
face. That'll work too.
I like that one too.
Lunch muffin.
Munch muffin.
So many names.
Yeah, one of my exes used to call hers Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell?
Yeah, one of my exes used to call it Tinkerbell
Why? was
Mine's
her
the
ex
Mermaid
called
Cove.
Tinkerbell? Mermaid Cove.
The Mermaid
that's
Cove.
nice.
because it was magical.
And the whole fleet has
Did
been
it spit
there.
out glitter?
Did not
You're full of it.
Oh wow.
Okay, the small fleet.
Coochie Lala.
Gucci Mama. I like that one.
My family always called it the yoni. What's your yoni?
Yoni?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yoni. I don't know.
Yoni. Okay.
It's just my
I think that's
special
a Greek
place.
before. I've heard that before.
The what?
I think that's a Greek sandwich.
I think that's Star Trek.
Is that Star Trek?
I've actually heard it called the Yanni before. Yanni or Lotus. But
Yeah.
I've heard Lotus before.
a lot of yours tonight were new to me.
My surfer cousin called it her cooter.
Cooter. I've
Wait,
heard cooter.
that was a
Got
surf.
sand in my cooter.
Wait, a surfer did that? That sounds like a down south sort of thing.
I really,
California surfer.
I think Mermaid Cove is the best.
I would agree. Mermaid Cove has my vote for the best.
And then we named our dungeon that, so it gets a little confusing.
The Mermaid Cove?
All right. So Mermaid Cove for the win. Mm-hmm. Everybody into the Mermaid Cove.
No. No. No.
Wait a second.
No. It's Dez's Mermaid Cove.
Since we've gone to Mermaid Cove, I think we need to dub a new one just for the podcast. To the Bat Cave.
I like that.
Thank you.
Well, Captain Awesome, do you have any final thoughts tonight?
Final thoughts. Tastings are amazing. You learn so much. Go out to one if there's one nearby and try everything you can. And when you get there, if you're dominant, talk to other presenters. Learn. If you're a bottom or a sub or a slave, go and try. See what you like. Tell your dominant, hey, I like this thing. Also, dominants, as always, don't break your toys. They won't come back. Greedy, anything from you? Last thoughts?
I think this has been a fucking phenomenal podcast tonight. Thank you very much, guests, for coming on. Des, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm ready to go beat a bitch.
Mermaid, are you going to be that bitch?
No, I'm done.
Oh, damn.
But I will watch the other bitches now. It's my turn.
All right.
Live studio audience, any final thoughts from you?
We've gotten progressively
Thank
more
you so
tired
much
as
for
this
having
has
us.
The live studio audience has gotten tired, and I think we're almost done. So
Mermaid, Des, thank you very much for being had. I really do appreciate it.
Love you guys.
Live studio audience, thank you for attending. Hopefully this will not be the last time we have a live studio audience for the podcast.
we will see what happens.
Listenerland, keep it hot.
And they're sticky.
Hey kids, it's your old buddy Shock Doc with Shock Doc's Tip of the Day. Don't miss the next exciting episode of the Gotham Press Podcast coming soon. You can find us on all your social media outlets.